welcome to my journey into another weigh-in video. Listen, you never know the way I was dressed that it is freezing outside. We got a cold week ahead. They had us, this is weigh-in, we'll get there. They had us down for a 32% chance of snow Sunday morning. And I looked last night, I woke up in the middle of the night and looked to see what it was. It got down to like 18. They'd taken our snow off the thing. So I don't know if they'll put it back. I don't know, but it's going to be really, really cold, at least for us. I wasn't itching until I got on here. But we are here for weigh-in. I wasn't sure. I'm never sure. Every time I step on them scales, I'm never sure what it's going to say. So I got on there, and I was like, yes, 193.2. That's the lowest I've been yet. So I was excited. Getting back after the holidays is a nice thing. That puts me, that made me look, that was a loss, let me say, of 3.8, and that puts me at 183.9. So I'm getting close. Where is it? Close to the 185. Don't want to jinx. So look at this. Momo needs coffee. RJ and Holly gave me that the other day. They had like a travel type mug made for David. Got an old truck on it and Pawpaw. So I love it. I said, yeah, Momo needs coffee. You can't find nothing out in the wild called Momo. Because Momo's not a typical grandmother name. So, in case you don't know, here we go. In case you don't know, if you knew, the reason I'm Momo is they were going to call me Mimo. That's a popular Southern grandmother name, Mimo. I had a Mimo, a great Mimo. When Sebastian started talking, he couldn't say Mimo. He said Momo. So it stuck. He called me Momo. I became Momo. So that's what I am. I am Momo. Listen, Jacob and Holly come yesterday. His new thing, he used to knock on the door. He would come in, and then he got to where he would knock on the door. He'd want me to come to the door and make a big deal about who's knocking on my door, right? Well, now he comes up, knocks on the door, and runs to the end of the porch where I can't see him. When I'm at the door, I'd have to actually go out and look, Oh, I make a big deal about somebody's knocking on the door and ain't nobody here, blah, blah, And he comes running around, we act all surprised and everything. It's funny the things that these little children, they love to do. But, so, he told his mommy yesterday, he said, I'm sorry for the yawning. I've been fine. I did sleep late this morning because I did not listen. I think after playing with him the next day, I'm extra tired and my back is absolutely killing me today. I mean, the kind that when you move, you grunt. It's that kind of pain. And that's where I had the epidural. The one that he's going to find out come February, we're going to have to do something different. Then he told his mommy, he goes, you can drop me off today, and then you can go and do anything you want to do. If you want to walk around Target or anything else you want to do. He's so doggone grown. So she come in and talked a minute, and she went on and did her thing. I'm not even sure what she did, tell you the truth. Pardon me. And so me and him played. He played doctor with Papa. He usually plays doctor with me. He's got my 2 back scratchers and my long shoe horn and this little thing that you hold in your hand that you can massage your muscles, just a little handheld plastic thing, and he doctors on you. He wants to know what's wrong with you. Well, Papa had he fell off his bicycle and hurt his toe. So Jacob doctored on his toe. And Papa's trying to teach him that when you do something, if you provide a service or give somebody something, they're supposed to pay you. Papa's been trying to teach him about money, right? He cannot get it figured out. If he does something, I got a little jar under my Lazy Susan over here on the bar. I put my extra change in, then when it gets filled up, I throw it in a jug or whatever. And he says, okay, well, let me get your money. He'll go over there, he'll get money and give it to Papa. And Papa's like, he'll get it one day. I know he will. So every time he would do something for Papa, he would pay Papa. But he likes to physical play He likes to sit on you and bounce on you, and we play. When I was little, I played now I'm just drawing a blank. Oh, you sit on Papa's lap, and you bounce. Ride a little horsey, ride to town, ride a little horsey, and you drop your legs. Don't fall down. Oh my gosh, he will play that as long as you will play that. And then last week, I made up a different one. He likes to sit on you and lay on you and play physical with you and all this and that. So we're in the computer room. He'll tell me, he goes, let's go play in the computer room. I don't know why he thinks he needs to whisper it, but he does. So we go in there, and he said, let's play the tractor. So that's this week, because last week I made up a new game. We were sitting there bouncing. I said, we're on the tractor, and we're in the garden, and we're tilling up the garden and cutting out the rows, and we're going to just making stuff up as I go. And so then we started planting. And I would bounce and bounce, and I'd stop, and we're going to plant. And he would say something. So the first thing he planted yesterday was avocado. And what he'll do is he'll sit there and he'll look around the room trying to think of something. So yesterday we planted drink packets. We planted avocados twice. We planted, there was something that was not edible that we planted. I can't remember what. And he loves that. He's got the imagination. That's why at Christmas, it is hard to impress him with toys. It's just hard. Now, I did find him that thing. Okay, so if you saw my haul, that thing with the cars and the magnet stick that run the cars around. So when RJ and Holly were over here, I keep Holly, her and Jacob's stuff sitting on the corner of the couch. So when she comes on Thursday, she don't forget it, right? Well, it was sitting there, and RJ picked it up. He goes, oh, is that for Jacob? I said, yeah. And Holly saw it. She's like, oh, I love those things. We were dying laughing. I'm like, I've never seen one. Never seen one, but when I saw it, I thought Jacob needed it. So then when Holly and Jacob come yesterday, she looked over there, she picked it up, she goes, is this ours? She goes, I love those things. I'm like, oh my gosh. Holly was the same way. I said, I've never seen them, but I thought he needed it. She says, I'll find them. She said, they'll be missing the magnet. They'll be all scratched up. This one looked brand new. So he sat there and played with it for a while. Well, he's got this table that was his mommy's when she was 4. She broke her leg when she was 4. Jumped off the couch, hit the coffee table, a.k.a. Hope chest, that I was using for a coffee table, broke her leg. We've talked about that before. She spent 6 weeks at 4 years old in a wheelchair with her leg toed up, hip, straight out. No weight bearing whatsoever. That's when she tore up Mulan. Oh my gosh, she watched Mulan 500 bazillion times. But her daddy bought her this, it's a tray table with little legs about that far that raise up, like that go up under, and then they go out to the side like that, so it'll stand up, like you can sit on your lap, sit on the floor, and scoot up under it. So she had that, and then Sebastian, I've had it since she was 4, and she's fixing to be 31 next month. I've never gotten rid of it. Well, Sebastian used it, now Jacob uses it, and he used it yesterday. He goes, oh, because she told me, she said, they're not going to stay if you don't have it on a flat surface, a flat table. He goes, oh, where's your table? And it was under the couch. So he pulled it out and sat down there. He played with it for a good little bit. And he was getting ready to put it up. And so he turned over and folded the legs, and the back is all drawn on. He goes, who colored on this? Holly said, I did. I said, because Mommy colored on everything. Listen, this whole house was gutted back in, like, I said 2009 is when we got back together, but we gutted it, I think, in 2008. Gutted to the studs on the walls. No floor, you just seen the piers, whatever I can't never call them the right thing, and dirt on the bottom. That's it. The whole thing had to be fixed because there was some water damage, and so we just gutted the whole house. Well, this was Holly's room, where I'm at now. And growing up, this was my brother's room. Well, there was a little place over there where the light fixture is now. She had drawn, we didn't have paint on the walls because we just had the sheetrock. We didn't even have, this is before we gutted it. So I told you we gutted it. This is before we gutted it. She drew herself, and we told her quit drawing on the walls. Let me just tell you, I have found spots around on different things where she has drawn or put stickers for. Now, the kitchen table we have was my mama's when I was like in 1971 when they bought this house, her and my brother's daddy. That was the table they had, and that is my kitchen table. It's solid oak. You can put 2 leaves in it. I love that table. I will not get rid of that table ever as long as I live. I refuse. David, he's tried to buy like new dining room sets, and I'm like, no. You'll never get me to get rid of this table. I love this table. You'll never get rid of it. Heavy, oh my gosh, but it's solid oak. It's a nice table. For the first time, when I was putting up the leaves for when we had Christmas, you had to, really jerk it apart to get the leaves out, and I bent down to get a hold of it, and on one of the little supports under there was a sticker that I know good and well Holly Manus put there when she was little. And I sent a picture. I said, after all these years, I just now saw this little sticker. I have a picture of her sitting under that table, 2 years old. Her little one-piece Sami's on, blue magic marker in hand, sitting under the table, blue marks all over the floor, marker in hand. Did you do that? No. I said, hold on. I had to get a picture of it. It's in a picture frame in here. I can't help it. I remember that day. No. So she marked anywhere and everywhere she could mark, just like she was marking her territory. That was just her thing, to color on things, draw on things, mark on things. Well, there was a dresser, a long dresser we were getting rid of. RJ has it now. It was David's when we got married. And then we got some furniture from a woman I cleaned house for. And so then the kids used that furniture. Well, when RJ moved out, he took that long dresser and the tall dresser. He took them both. The tall dresser I got back, and I put it in my bedroom with all my odds and ends in it. It looks so much better than that cubbyhole thing. Oh my gosh, so much better. It don't even match the other furniture, but who cares? Well, I was cleaning out the drawers, like dusting them out and whatever. I pulled the one drawer out, and in the very back corner, where she thought nobody would ever find out, in the very back corner of that drawer was Holly. But I guess she gets honest, because my mama told me when I was little. I don't know if y'all remember this was back in the day, like in the 60s, the chicken noodle soup where the fog went up, the steam went up on the windows, and they would draw the circles in the steam on the window talking about good soup. Well, apparently I decided to do that on the wall behind the chair. Soup, good noodles around on the wall. So I guess Holly gets it honest. RJ didn't do stuff like that. He didn't draw on stuff. Listen, I used to let that boy, where we lived in a trailer behind these people's house, and there was a horse pasture behind us. 5 years old, he had a machete. I would turn him loose in the day. He'd go out play in the pasture as long as he wanted to play in the pasture, cut stuff down with his machete, come home whenever he was tired, if he was hungry or whatever. Didn't worry about it. But the one thing I would not let him have was a pocket knife. I said, you'll hurt yourself. But I let him have a machete. I wouldn't turn none of my Sebastian's 9 years old. If I lived somewhere like that now, you think I would turn him loose and let him go play in that horse pasture by himself? No. That is not the world we live in. So even in the late 80s, I would let RJ do it. So the way times have changed. Tracy did a video today. You should go watch it. Trials of a Long Hair Girl, talking about being in the present. And she makes you think back to the day when nobody had phones. It was not such a thing. And you had your family get-togethers, and everybody just sat around and talked and laughed and cut up and enjoyed each other's company and all this and that. I miss those days. It's not like that anymore. Everybody's got their phone. Everybody's doing something on their phone. But you should go check that video out. It was very good. So, anyway, I really want to go out today. I do. I need to go to the Dollar Tree. There's a few things I actually need. But I've got to get my t-shirts washed up. I've got to get started on that. I tell you, when I have the babies in the mornings, early mornings, afternoon, whatever, I'm wiped out by the time they leave. Even with the baby, and I don't do anything with him. It's just, I don't know. Now, Jacob really wipes me out. He really wipes me out. Listen, yesterday, I put a chuck roast in a crock pot in the morning. I got it at Food Line. You know, I've been having terrible luck with chuck roast. I got 2 from that cattle farm. The first one, dud. The second one, so tender, baby could chew it. So this one I was at Food Line, and I needed a chuck roast, so I just got it. Cooked all day long in that crock pot. And so I was getting ready to put some taters in the oven to bake. And I thought, well, let me check the roast to see how it's doing. Tough as wet leather. Pathetic. So I just got mad and ordered pizza. I've got to order some more of them family size Stouffer's dinners, because they save us money. They cost more than cooking from scratch, but they're a good last minute. If you got an hour to bake it in the oven, you know, for something like that to happen, because I was starting an hour before we needed them to bake the taters, so I would have had plenty of time to throw one of those in. I don't, used to, yeah, but these days it's like I don't think well on the fly. Like, oh, well, let me get this and this again. And then, frankly, I get mad, and then I'm just like, I don't care. So I ordered pizza. So that won't be on my meals video because we had pizza. Listen, I got up last night about, I don't know what time it was, and ate me a piece of pizza. And my back was hurting. I was hungry because I can't eat much at one time. I ate 2 pieces. I got the thin crust because that's what I like. And I got David the regular, like he likes. And I ate 2 pieces. It was a medium, so they weren't huge pieces. Oh my gosh, I was miserable. But then I woke up, and I was like, oh, I'm hungry. So I ate me a piece of pizza and went back to bed. But I didn't get up till, gosh, 9 o'clock or after. I just couldn't get out of bed. And my back, I tell you, my back is just, ooh. So it kind of worked out because I was tired from playing with Jacob. So I guess if supper had to be ruined, it was good it was on a tired day. Sometimes on tired days I do order pizza just because I'm tired and I don't feel like it and I don't feel good. And so I just order it. But yesterday was just because my roast, which, you know what I ought to do? I ought to get the package out of the garbage can, take that piece of leather down here to Food Line and tell them I want my money back. So they just say, you don't know how to cook it. Well, I hate to tell you, I do know how to cook a chuck roast in the crock pot. It pretty much handles itself. But anyway, I'm going to tell you the good news. Holly won't mind. So she goes to a pretty big church, and she helps in the Awanas, in the children's. She's very involved, right? Well, she got a phone call from one of the pastors yesterday, and she called me. She's like, well, I have to call and tell my mommy. First, she went to her husband. He was at work, and he couldn't talk. So she said, well, I have to call my mommy, because my mommy will be happy for me. I'm like, well, you know that. You always have to call your mommy. And the lady who's over the preschool, which is babies to 5 years old, the whole shebang, is going out having a baby, and she's not coming back. And so the pastor told her, he said, you were our first thought of who we wanted to do this. That, she said, just gave her butterflies. She was just like, she couldn't believe it. I'm like, well, honey, they know you're capable. They know you're involved. They know you care. You've shown them that, you know? So it is a paid work from home position to be over the preschool. She's so excited, she don't know what to do. She's so excited. I was so excited for her because, like right now, she just stays home with Jacob, and she's going to homeschool. Whether you believe with that or not, I'm fine with it. So she told him, she says, yes. When he said it was at home, I said, well, okay, that's good. She said, because I didn't want to put him in school to have to do a job because, you know, I'm going to homeschool. And she's already started doing little things, getting him used to sitting still, and she's let him be a kid. He's smart as a whip. He knows so many things. Oh my gosh, the things he knows is crazy. The things he knows. But so yeah, she said the woman over the whole children's outfit called her and said, "Look," she said, "I'm literally on my way to pick up my kids from school and go to Great Wolf Lodge. I will talk to you Sunday or Monday." Holly said, "That's fine by me." So I was just gonna brag on my baby girl a little bit. So I was quite proud of her. And she's excited. I told her, I said, "Well, it's always nice to make your own money." She goes, "Well, at first," because she's always worked. She's had her own money. She's had good jobs, so she made good money. And then she got pregnant and stayed home, and so it's just been Nathan's money. But she said, I got used to that. She said, "We know it's a team effort." She said he would never stay home and do what I do. I'm like, they usually wouldn't. So, but I think she's excited, knowing that, oh, well, she gets to do that too. So I'm excited for her. But I think that might be all I am doing today, is for now washing t-shirts. May or may not go out. I don't know. I really don't feel like putting clothes on. This and a pair of shorts I got on is about the most I feel like doing. Listen, wish me luck. I signed up for a giveaway from a tattoo guy. I hope I win. There's 2 different things you can win. I can't even call it what it is now. It's just when it's not studio minimum. I can't. Oh, it's a word. So it's like a shop minimum, like a small something, or a 2-hour session for free. I've got one I'm wanting right here. I already know what I want, and I got to get Wesley's tattoo, which I've not figured out where I want to put it, because I've got one for my other 2 grandbabies. I got to get Wesley's grandbaby. So if I could win one of those, that would give me a head start into paying for it. If I could get the 2-hour one, that might cover both of them, because the one I want here is small. I'll give you a hint. Witch's broom. I saw a picture of one long time back. I'm like, oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. And it would fit just right in there. Of course, it would have to go this way, which this would be the better part for the broom. So when you held it up like that, it would look right. But when I'm walking, it'd be an upside down broom, and that ain't gonna look right. And I just can't decide where I want to put Wesley. I have not decided. I want a tattoo so bad. Oh my gosh, I ain't had a tattoo since before I had my weight loss surgery. I got one, I think the last one I got was the year before. I had my surgery in 2022, and I think it was the year before I got one. And then when I started going through that, I didn't want to get any tattoos, because even though I've never been infected, I didn't want to take the chance that I did get infected, then I couldn't have surgery. And so then the next year was my knee, so I was not getting a tattoo then. And then I just have not got one since then. And I am, oh my gosh, I have been going through withdrawals, because when I started getting tattoos, up until then, I got minimum one. As many as I got is usually more than one a year, every single year. And for some reason, it always was like February to spring. That was like my time. I don't know if it's just coming out of winter, got me rejuvenated or something, So I have been missing it. Oh my gosh. But maybe eBay will make me some tattoo money. Ooh, wouldn't that be nice? Okay, well, that's all I know. Momo needs coffee. So I'm just gonna go in here, wash my towels. Let's see. Let's go back. I'm at 193.2, lost 3.8. That puts me for a total of 183.9. So I'm happy with that. That's all I know today. Tomorrow will be a mini plan and grocery haul. See what I made or gonna make on my freezer and pantry challenge. So see you then.